family. Top of the day, wherever you guys might be in the world. I pray that you all are well. Pray that your families are intact. And let's leave this day off in positivity, goodwill, good energy, and let us be the students that we are in this realm, in this beautiful experience called life. I know it can be hard from time to time. We all go through one level to a next, hills and valleys. It's just a part of this beautiful thing called life. You can never have it totally your way, and we are not 100% always. This thing called happiness is not reality, and that's why I always love to tap into people that got sense, intellectuals, professors, scholars, even motivational speakers, people that make sense out of what we are going through as a people. I love to tap into those realms of consciousness. So today we have a strong warrior spirit, an ancestral spirit in Professor Joshua Maponga of Zimbabwe. That is who we're studying today. So family, sit back. If it's morning, where you at, get your tea, get your coffee. If it's afternoon, get you a nice cold beverage. If it's evening, where you at, feel free to grab you a glass of wine, whatever of your choosing, and let's sit back and let's hear what the great professor has to say. Chano.
Near. I bring you greetings from your ancestors. I don't come alone. I come with all of them from the great kingdom of Zimbabwe, which included Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, even South Africa, Lesotho, and Swaziland. The great kingdom of Zimbabwe has more than 286 sites, with the great Zimbabwe as the greatest. Just for the purpose of the record, we had the great Zimbabwe before you had Great Britain. Just so that you know. We were there as early as the 5th, 6th century. The British kingdom can only be spoken about in the 17th century, which is yesterday. We were great before even the British knew how to bath. Before they even knew how to build a street, we were building empires. We are not from the great Zimbabwe kingdom. We are from the great Zimbabwe empire. And the Zimbabwe empire worked together with the Congo, the Chitikulu empires within the Congo basin. Monomotapa is from the 14th, 18th century. He was the last one. But before Monomotapa, we had Murenga, we had Tovera from the great spaces of Guru, Swa, and Embo. So Monomotapa is the colonial history which they... And by the way, while we are there, let me be quick to remind you that the new name for Britain is now going to be called Pambe for me. I discovered it. I discovered a place where people's ears shine with the sun. I found people who have no knees. I found tomb raiders. And we have decided to call them Pambe for me, which means the thieves of other people's wealth. So from today onwards, you are not living in Britain. You are living in Pambe for me. And London in particular will no longer be called London. It will be called Rundonda, the place of the weaklings. Rundonda. Ndonda is someone who is always weak. I've never seen a country and a town which has a sick mental hospital on every corner of the street.
Joshua, Professor Joshua, His Excellency Maponga is absolute fire every time, family. Give me 1 second. Back at you, back at you. Every time I hear the professor speak, it's always a teachable lesson being given, being administered. You know, these are the reasons why we reconnect, why we yearn to get back to this soil, because you tap into levels and reservoirs of information that you just don't get in the West. You know, early on in my years where I was really cracking the books and learning, we learned these terms, or this term called the power to define. To be able to take a concept and make it your own. Because that's exactly what the European world or the Western world did. They redefined things. So for us, we have to have the ability to go and redefine. You understand? You hear what the professor is on. He said Britain will no longer be called Great Britain. You understand? So people of weak knees. Like, I love that about the professor. You know, I just wanted to chime in a little bit. Let's hear a little bit more from Joshua Maponga.
Those are not white people, they are black. Just in case you did not know, I came to visit my grandchildren here. Though they think they are white, their royalty is all black. How can you put a lion as a symbol on your kingdom when you don't even know what a lion looks like? That's for another day. I bring you good news from the great empires of the South, with the empires of Central Africa in Embo, Kirinyagas, the Embo kingdoms of Congo. I bring you greetings from Abyssinia, that is a great Ethiopian space. I bring you greetings from Carthage, which is the Egyptians and the Libyans, though they whitened up with the white Arabs, but the original Egypt was actually the dark-skinned. Just in case you did not know. Why do I say that with such arrogance? Because the Masons who built the great Zimbabwe, the pyramids of Sudan, the pyramids of Nigeria, did you know we have more pyramids in Sudan than we have in Egypt? But anyway, if you don't know, you don't know. And then you talk about the Stonehenge here, which is so primitive. When you get to the Great Zimbabwe and in Zaloyelanga and Pumalanga, then you find the correct science of the clock, which they try to duplicate in the Stonehenge here. So, man, we are not talking about their history. This is our history. I went there to Stonehenge. It will no longer be called Stonehenge. It will be called Masvingo, the place of ruins, the place of stones.
Yo, I don't know about you all, but this type of information, like me personally, I didn't know that it had more pyramids in Sudan than it has in Kemet or Egypt. I didn't know that. But again, family, this is why African literature, African study, African knowledge, information is so essential to knowing thyself. Professor Maponga is off the chain. I love his energy. I love his spirit. Chano, let's hear a little bit more and then we'll close out for the day. And I'll put the link to the full video in the description.
Find our hearts all thatched up grass exactly the way we do it in the South. And I looked at this history and I said, no. You did not start making these thatched houses. This is stolen history. You were in the caves of the Caucasus, right in the caves there. So when you start talking construction, architecture, masonry, mining, cloth, design, medicine, you can't do that without us, the Kemetic people. We are not claiming this history. This is our history. And then you wonder why when they do movies, they give us a white Cleopatra. And say, okay. The kings of Egypt, okay. Man, we cannot be taught by our children who we are. There's no European who can tell me who I am. I will tell you who you are. You can't tell me who I am. For every time the African has tried to look like the European, he has deprived the European the opportunity to experience him. But we try to manage you, and we pretend to speak your language. We will use this English language for the cosmetics that it has, but not for the depth that it contains. For there is stuff in our tribe and nations, we cannot explain it in English.
Yo, you said the depths of our tribes, who we are as a people. We cannot explain it in English. Said that I will redefine and define what it is that is. Not the European, for these are my grandchildren. These are my children, not the other way around. You got to love Professor Joshua, how he lays it down. He has this spirit, or let me say Ibrahim Traoré has the spirit of Professor Joshua. This new energy, this new movement on the African continent. This is the kind of energy that will usher Africa back into its glory. And for all of you, all of those who are championing behind Africa and are claiming our destiny, our history, our legacy, more power, more spirit, more love, respect to you. For you are on the right side of history. Those of you who are not getting caught up in the IDOS and the FBA disputes and the arguments, that you know for surety that you are a descendant of this beautiful African continent, more power to you, fam. Just want to spread some love, some good energy, some good information to the tribe, because we definitely need it in this day and time. Know thyself, know thyself, know thyself. I'm going to tune out right here. If you have any comment or question, please drop it in the description or in the chat. You see the QR code on the screen. Show your tribe some love. Show the artists here in Diani some love. We are building out this beautiful platform that we have here in East Africa. Don't miss out, family. Yeah, the platform is small right now, but we're expanding every single day, brick by brick. We are expanding. So stay tuned. Subscribe up. And ja know I'm going to tune out here just to tune back in. Peace out, fam.